What is up, everybody? It's your boy Jono NBA back with another video. I know it's been a while, but we've come this far. The NBA playoffs is almost here, and today I'll be discussing the winners and losers since the trade deadline that took place this past season. Now let's get to it. The Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers finally traded Russell Westbrook and a first-round pick to the Utah Jazz in a three-team trade along with Minnesota in acquiring D'Angelo Russell, Jared Vanderbilt, and Malik Beasley. These were great picks for the Los Angeles Lakers, and it added better perimeter shooting to their roster. D'Angelo Russell started as a Laker back in 2015. Ever since then, he's kind of been on a journey from Brooklyn to the Warriors to Minnesota, now back to LA. He started off a little rusty in the beginning of the season, but since then he's been getting himself back together, and with his playmaking and his shooting, his distributing was very key for LA. I know that is exactly what the Los Angeles Lakers needed. Malik Beasley is a player I like a lot. He's a 3-and-D guy, catch and shoot player, really solid on guarding the perimeter, and LA is definitely loving him. Jared Vanderbilt is a very solid defender in the low post and on the perimeter. The defensive effort that he brings on the court, he's very tenacious, can guard 1 through 5, hustles on both ends on the floor, and I know LA is definitely loving him too. Now, in the start of the season, the Los Angeles Lakers were standing at just the 14th place in the West and now standing at the 7th seed. That is some huge progress, ladies and gentlemen. And tonight, they'll be competing against the Minnesota Timberwolves in a play-in tournament at home. The Lakers had also acquired Rui Hachimura from the Washington Wizards early on in the season, including Mo Bamba from the Orlando Magic, in trading Patrick Beverley and letting go of Thomas Bryant for Devon Reed. Now, I really wish they could have kept Thomas Bryant because I personally thought he was phenomenal for them, especially due to Anthony Davis' absences early on in the season. I know LA probably misses him. They just signed Tristan Thompson and Shaquille Harrison to add more depth to their roster, but I highly doubt those two guys will be playing at all moving forward. As you can see, the Lakers have a new good-looking team together. It's about time work was finally being done in the front office by Jeanie and Rob. This was definitely a win for the Lakers. Hopefully tonight they can beat Minnesota and make a playoff push moving forward. The Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks traded Spencer Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith, including a first-round pick and a second-round pick for Kyrie Irving. This was low-key a tough one to talk about because I don't think this made the Dallas Mavericks really scary as some folks thought they would have been. I say this because you've lost your best defender in Dorian Finney-Smith, which is a guy I know Dallas missed very much. It's Spencer Dinwiddie, who doesn't mind playing off-ball. Now, that's just the flaws. You just added another offensive weapon in Kyrie Irving. It's obviously an unstoppable offensive backcourt. I mean, you have Kyrie, who led in fourth-quarter points, and you have Luka Doncic, who led in first-quarter points. And due to those two guys being on the floor, of course, it was going to be a little harder for teams to guard the Dallas Mavericks. You can't double Luka because you're going to leave Kyrie open. And you can't double Kyrie because you're going to leave Luka open. And as for the rest of the team, pretty much everybody else is good on the offensive end as well. But their defense has been terrible, especially since the trade, dropping to just 23rd on defensive rating. And if you know me, you know my method when it comes to the game of basketball. Defense is a must. There's really been a lack of identity with this team, and once again, due part of their defense. I really think this is due so more on a personnel type of thing, not necessarily coaching. Even Jason Kidd stated, quote, "If it's with personnel, then you've got to keep asking or demanding for those guys to play defense." It's just that simple. I really thought the Dallas Mavericks would have remained playoff contenders even after receiving Kyrie Irving, but since acquiring Kyrie, the Dallas Mavericks started very rocky. Even when Luka and Kyrie were on the floor together, I still feel like they needed at least 1 or 2 more pieces, especially on the defensive end, to be championship contenders. But we don't even know if Kyrie Irving will even re-sign with the Dallas Mavericks this season, as he will be an unrestricted free agent. And I know that's going to be the Dallas Mavericks' main focus this offseason, on getting Kyrie to remain on their roster. This was clearly an L for the Dallas Mavericks. The Los Angeles Clippers. The Los Angeles Clippers traded John Wall for Eric Gordon, a second-round pick for Bones Holland, and Reggie Jackson for Mason Plumlee. Then acquiring Russell Westbrook to their roster as well. And let me tell you something, I'm so happy for him because everything he went through with the Los Angeles Lakers, he still remains in LA, wearing some new threads, of course. I remember hearing talks about him possibly joining the Clippers after the trade was made from the Lakers and possibly joining the Heat. But this move right here is exactly what I wanted for him. And having him with the Los Angeles Clippers, I thought definitely helped him redeem himself a little bit, especially against his former team, that being the Los Angeles Lakers. Based on the overall trades that took place, I think these were good trades for the Clippers, although I thought Reggie Jackson played substantially great for them, even when it came to leading the Clippers when neither Paul George or Kawhi wasn't on the floor. So it was just a little bit of a shock to me as he's in Denver now. But as you can see, the Clippers wanted a young gun in Bones Holland, who, by the way, the Denver Nuggets will regret letting go. You could believe that. That young brother ain't scared of nothing. He can ball. Eric Gordon, a 16-year veteran who can still play, well experienced. He can definitely help the Clippers in the long run. Adding Mason Plumlee, I thought, was a good pickup as well. I thought the Clippers did indeed needed a backup big man, and acquiring Mason Plumlee definitely helped. As for John Wall, he was traded back to Houston until shortly after he was waived, and I kind of felt bad for him because I know he worked really hard during the offseason to put himself back on the map. I really thought this would have been a redemption year for John Wall, and I kind of wish the Clippers could have hanged on to him just a little while longer, but it's the NBA. A lot has changed, so I get it. As for the Clippers, they finally clinched at the 6th seed and will play the 3-seeded Phoenix Suns in the first round of the playoffs. And I definitely will be making another video based on all the playoff matchups once it's all said and done, so stay tuned for that. Based on everything that took place post after the trade deadline with the Los Angeles Clippers, I'd say they definitely get a win on this one. Last but not least, the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns traded Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, 4 future first-round picks for Kevin Durant and TJ Warren. This trade clearly had put the Phoenix Suns back on the map as championship contenders. If not this year, the next year for sure. There shouldn't be absolutely no excuse for Phoenix to not make it to the NBA Finals and win. They also traded Dario Saric for Darius Bazley from OKC as well. They also saw Terrence Ross from free agency after a buyout from Orlando. I still feel like Phoenix needed a little more pieces on the bench. I feel like good acquirements could have been guys like Will Barton, Stanley Johnson, Carmelo Anthony, DeMarcus Cousins, Dwight Howard, who was killing in Taiwan, by the way. He still got game. You know, guys like that. And I know some of these free agents are a little bit older, but they're veterans, and I know a lot of them still got game. I remember when DeMarcus Cousins got picked by Milwaukee, and I really didn't even know why they let him go in the first place because I thought he played absolutely great for them. So that just tells you what kind of a player he is and what he can still bring to a team. If any team could have given him another chance, I mean, if I was a GM, I'd take him. Shoot, he even stated just yesterday that he was the 3rd best center in the league. I mean, I would probably necessarily disagree with him, but I'd sign him just for him to prove to me what he got. You feel me? Nonetheless, though, the Phoenix Suns have been undefeated when Kevin Durant plays, standing at 8-0, standing at the number 3 seed. Again, they will be matching up against the Los Angeles Clippers in the first round of the playoffs, which I'm sure they could win due to the absence on the Clippers roster. And this is a series I can't wait to see. As I've stated before, I won't talk about the matchups here in this video. I have another video coming out once it's all said and done and once the playing tournament is over. I don't really have much to say about the Phoenix Suns. This was clearly a win for them. We'll just have to wait and see how they progress in the playoffs. Don't forget to please remain to like, share, and subscribe. I cannot wait. The NBA playoffs are right around the corner. Make sure to tune into the playing tournament that will be taking place tonight. I won't be long this time, I promise. Stay tuned for more. Till next time, Jono out.